Right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Kwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And, more and more, for those whose eyes are open and whose ears are open, you will see what the scriptures say to be true, man. All right. This is an extremely wicked and dark kingdom. And what you're going to learn is that at the core and foundation of this kingdom is absolute wickedness, man. Witchcraft. Witchcraft. And witchcraft ain't no fun thing that they show you on some damn cartoon. Witchcraft is filthy. It's unclean. It's abominable. All right. It involves all different forms of wicked sacrifices, all different forms of sexual perversion, uncleanliness, and it's at the core of this man's kingdom. All right, at the core of all these fraternities and secret societies, and it's widespread. That goes into child sacrifice, child ritual abuse, child ritual abuse. All right. Drugs are involved, cannibalism, the drinking of blood, all of that. It's at the core of this man's society. Now, slowly but surely, they're letting it out. They're desensitizing the public to the inner workings of this world. All right. The Epstein thing, that was part of it. They're desensitizing and opening up the people. The P. Diddy thing, all these different scandals that have come out, they've allowed to come out into the public eye, is a way for them to desensitize the public and bring them around. So here it is. This is one of the latest ones in the UK that they've allowed to surface. This individual, Hugh Edwards, right? Before I get that, let me get a scripture real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 12, for verse 3. It says, "For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcraft." You see, when you get into the witchcraft, the works are odious. It involves different levels of sex magic, right? If you go into the Aleister Crowley's sex magic, the OTO, right? You got heterosexual and all the different sadomasochistic sexual practices which would occur, which a lot of these things are showcased in porn, because the porn industry is run by witches, warlocks, JOOs, and they use porn to kind of induct people into depraved and sadomasochistic sex practices. That's why it's now become normal to bust seed all over your woman's face. That's a humiliation ritual, and all sorts of other crazy stuff that wasn't with the masses. It wasn't normalized around the masses, but now it is. Through what? Through porn. Well, who runs the porn industry? The JOO. All right, and a lot of that industry is dealing with Manchurian candidates, people who have been traumatized and put into a slave state. And they traumatize them and slave them away on camera. And a lot of that, what you see them doing to those people in them porns, that humiliation and the sadomasochism, is what happens in these rituals with your celebrities and so forth, to break them, to put them under spells, to disassociate them, to put demons on them. All right, just like child molestation that puts demons on people. Um, they had a guy, he even in these gangs. That's why prison is full of all that wicked demonic spirit. Even in these gangs, there was one guy who was in a gang in Hackney, and he got the brothers from London will know his name was Beans, and he was out there doing the music videos, and he was really putting in work on the streets. And in a video surfaced of him on Pornhub or some shit. Don't ask me how man found it. It wasn't me. I didn't find it. And he was basically getting dealt with like a ghetto gagger. He had a couple Edomite man, um, basically dealing with him like them ghetto gagger, cause them ghetto gagger videos and all that is that's all satanic ritualism, satanic humiliation, sex rituals. Like I said, you could look up say the sadomachinist and look back to where it goes back to. It goes back to a French nobleman. And there's a film called 100 Days of Sodom where they expose all that sadomasochism goes back to witchcraft and the secret societies and the nobles and the things they would do to people in secret chambers. All right. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So it's odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices because they do that too. That's part of it. They use these children or use these people up and then they sacrifice them. All right. So you got wicked sacrifices, also those merciless murderers of children, right? That's a big part of the inner workings, all right? And the abortion industry is a outward way of doing it. They do it behind, see in secret, but the actual abortion industry is a way of industrializing it for the public. All right, those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh. So they believe in cannibalism and vampirism. That's why they make all these movies about vampires. And if you watch the vampire movies, they usually surround an elite. There's always an elite vampire families or elite sects of vampires that's working behind the scenes, right? And they got blood banks and all these different things. Yeah, that's them showing you what's actually happening in real life. These elites are vampires. They believe in taking the life force of others through the drinking of blood. All right. The devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, because they have experts in the witchcraft. People like Alistair Crowley, there are people that are guides. Because like for instance, these celebrities when they come into the game, they get set up with these people. Like Helena Blavatsky was one of them. She used to associate with all the different celebrities and so forth, and was teaching them the rules of the game. And the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. A lot of these families, these witch covenant families actually get together and have children for the purposes of child sacrifice, and they do it secretly. And also a lot of these people that you see that are in the game, so to speak, they come from witch covenant families that they've been ritualized from the time they were born to serve the position that they're serving now. Yeah, this kingdom is deep darkness, man. But the point is that this is what the ancient Canaanites were doing, and Esau Edom is doing the same thing. And not just Esau Edom, among all these nations, there's a core group of witches and warlocks, man, that are doing all form of wickedness and odious works. But just know that Esau is knee deep in all of that. They're knee deep in all of that business. All right, 100%. So let's look at this guy here.
He arrived at court with an overnight bag. There was a chance the best known and now disgraced TV news.
This is all theater. This is all theater, man. All right. They're gonna expose. They want to expose more and more of themselves to the people because they're demoralizing the people, and at the same time bringing all these things to a point where they're gonna be normalized.
Presenter would be leaving here in a prison van. He seemed to stare defiantly at the cameras and reporters.
Look at him. The guy's a demon. The guy's literally. Where's the shame? Where's the shame? Man's literally had basically child P on. He bought images and videos of child P, man, from another pedophile. And by the way, the other guy he bought it from didn't go jail either. See, but yeah, this is crazy. So you can traffic in child P and you don't go jail, but you let them catch you with with an ounce of cocaine, yeah, and you're gonna be in Belmarsh, mate, or do some tax fraud or something. Yeah, you'll be in Belmarsh quick.
Were his colleagues not so long ago. A police mugshot told a different story. The look of a worried man confronted with his serious child sex crimes.
It ain't that serious because, like I said, he didn't go jail. He didn't do a day in jail.
The court was told Edwards paid hundreds of pounds to a young...
Which, by the way, they didn't even bring it up to the Crown Court. They did it all in Magistrates Court because they control all this. And a lot of these people in the court, look, throughout the system, a lot of these people are involved. All right? They're involved. They're in there.
Paedophile who sent him indecent images of children, some the most serious Category A.
Category A means there was penetration and all that, animals, whatever.
Prosecutor Ian Hope said a Category A video was sent, which is notable because the age of one of the children involved was significantly younger than in the rest of the images sent.
He had images of like 7 to 9 year old children having, getting, these men on a different, and he didn't do a day in jail.
Several acts between two children aged around 7 to 9 and 11 to 13, respectively.
Good evening. Boris Johnson has unveiled his...
And of course, he was working for BBC. And all these media corporations are filled with witches and warlocks and demons just like this. Schofield, he got ousted last year, what he was doing. And his brother's a pedophile. Listen, outside the BBC building, there's a statue of a known pedophile. There's a statue that a known pedophile set up with a man with a naked boy. Listen, these people, look at Prince Andrew, Mr. I Don't Sweat. Come on, man.
Edwards was already suspended by the BBC, but on full pay.
Jimmy Savile. They protected Jimmy Savile for years. He was a royal friend, right? Because he was really a purveyor of children. He was given access to children to be a purveyor of them, right? Jimmy Savile. And then they waited until he died to basically destroy his idol in front of the people, right? They waited until he died and pretended that nobody knew when everybody knew exactly what Jimmy Savile was doing. He even did it live on TV. There's a video out there where you could see him fingering some young girl live on TV in front of everyone. This guy a demon, man.
By the time police found 41 indecent images on his phone's WhatsApp, he told a probation officer his crimes arose from a fixation on online sex chat, his poor mental health, use of alcohol, and a failing...
That was the excuse, mental health. All right, mate.
...personal relationship.
Almost always, if not always, these cases are committed to the Crown Court for sentence, and a sexual harm prevention order is imposed to restrict the way people use internet-enabled devices. This hasn't happened in this case. It must be different for some other reason, hopefully other than the fact that he is the celebrity that he is.
The court heard that Edwards hadn't created the images, but had opened and viewed them. His barrister, Philip Evans, case...
Yeah, and listen, man, they're just letting him come out what they want to come out. He was doing a lot more than that. He best believe he was doing a lot more than that, and he's going to continue to do a lot more than that. He's probably being rewarded right now with about 8 virgin babies for himself. Yeah, for playing this role. All right, let's get this other video. And people are acting outraged, but there ain't nothing they're going to do about it, and that's the whole point. That's why the Lord got to come back.
They are the most... I don't have children, but I think they are the most important things in the world. They are the most important...
Yeah, but she's probably pro-abortion. And this is what I'm saying, man. They've already compromised the morals of the people anyway.
Things. So when someone has pictures of children being raped and then they don't spend a single day in jail...
Yeah, they gave him a 6-month suspended sentence.
I don't understand how that's justice.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be no justice in this kingdom. There ain't gonna be no justice in this kingdom, man. Justice is for the kingdom of heaven, man. We gonna catch up with all these dudes in the kingdom of heaven. You best believe that. Right now, there ain't no justice, man. They're winning. You know, you think that Epstein, they let that Epstein stuff come out, man. And that's why it only went so far. Same thing's gonna happen with the P. Diddy thing. They let it come out as much as they want it to come out, but there's only so far it's gonna go.
Really upset. Because like I said, I think children are the most important things in the world. And I'm angry.
This kingdom eats the children from the time they're born, destroys them. Mentally, spiritually, physically. Come on, man.
That's why I'm crying. I'm so angry because it's frustration, and it's like, what can we do? What can we
There's
do?
nothing you can do. The power, it's in the power. The people who hold the power and authority are the villains. This is the issue. The only thing you can do is pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that he remove them out of that power and authority and install righteous rulership. That's the only thing.
About it.
You know, these people are, they run the police. They run this is, like I said, the core of this kingdom are a bunch of satanic demons. So what you gonna do? You gonna call them?
We don't have a justice system.
No.
When they'll lock people, like you go out and you protest and you get angry or you make threats against pedophiles, they'll come and lock you up. They'll come and lock you up for saying something. There are people sitting in jail because of Facebook posts right now. Like literally sitting in jail for 2 years, 3 years. Some of the people that follow me. And this fucking guy has got off, and the people that...
Yeah, and he was getting 200 grand a year to read the fucking news from the BBC, and he's got 300 grand a year, 300 grand a year pension he's going to be receiving from the BBC. Fucking pedo. But that's how the game runs, right? That's how it goes.
The person that sent him the pictures has got off.
Yep. He didn't go to jail either.
Are we going
to protect... That's what it is in this world, man. And all these so-called organized crime organizations, they're knee deep into it. The trafficking of children and so forth. That's the most lucrative thing on the black market. The trafficking of children. And they're all in on it because they're all part of the system too. The CIA, the FBI, look up the FBI finders cult. The FBI been into drugs and the trafficking of children for the elites and the insiders. That's how the thing go. That's how the thing go. And if you're in the police and you investigate these things and you start getting too close for comfort, they're going to shut you down. That's why they make sure their people are in certain positions. And the people in certain positions are compromised so the game can keep going. That's how we need to get the hell out of here. In fact, I'm thinking of a scripture. You know, they create these conditions because they know that the easiest children for them to get access to are the poor children and the children that come from broken homes. All right, which is mainly you, Jake. And they get Jake, they molest them, they mistreat them, they sacrifice them in the third world and in the West. This is the truth. This is what's happening. This is a real thing. All right. Our children are suffering the most under this system. All right, all up in the foster care system and the what's it called? The boys' homes and all that. Right? You heard what the church was doing. Man, this place is rotten to the core, man. It's rotten to the core. This is Psalms 144 and 11. It said, "Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. That our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth," right? "And that our daughters may be as cornerstones polished after the similitude of a palace." Yeah, because this place wants to turn your son and your daughter into ritualized whores, man. Crazy, messed up products of demonic activity. And these men are not playing. They really out here doing this, man. All right, they really out here doing this, and they really want to bring it out into the forefront and make it normal. All right, to the people, and that's why you see a lot of these things are coming out, and man are getting slapped on the wrists. All right. See these devils, these elites, their religion, all right? And I say their religion because when I say their religion, all these religions on the inside, they do the same thing in the East as well. Don't think it's just Esau. Over there in Arab land, over there in the East, listen, in the core of all these societies has always been mystery school religions and wicked demonic. Don't think they ain't doing it. Don't think the Saudis and all them man are not into all of this. Trust me. That's why, man, judgment. It's just that Esau, he got the highest powers out of it. All these nations are into the deep, unclean witchcraft, man. All right. This Proverbs 29 and 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked. All right. The way we are, the way we operate according to the righteousness of the Most High is an abomination to these people. But and vice versa. Why we believe in the law which is clean, and they believe in the opposite. So everything you think you're into, which according to the scriptures is clean, they have to do the opposite according to their wisdom. So they're into the family ramming. A lot of these, oh yeah, you wish you grew up in these celebrity households. I bet you don't, because you don't understand that according to the witchcraft, to get power, you're supposed to molest your children. So you looking at these families, oh yeah, I wish listen, stick to your family, man. Because these people who are deep into the witchcraft, they molest their children, man, to get powers. In fact, a family, a friend of mine I grew up with, her and her sisters were molested by their father, and this was Jake. So don't think Jake's not in on it too. Like, just to let you know, right? Jake is heavy into the family ramming, especially Benjamin, and it's not unheard of, because a lot of these Jakes are down with the Obia. They're into the Obia and the Santa Maria and all these different witchcrafts, and their priest will tell them, okay, you need to deal with a young virgin that's 5 years old, or you need to deal with a boy that's gonna give you the powers. Now the dad, he was molesting his daughters for years, and when he actually said, oh yeah, I was reading this book, it was like a Masonic book, and it said that if he deals with his daughters while they're virgins, it would give him power. That's why you can't listen. If you got a family member or anyone like that you know is dabbling into the mysteries, into the sciences, don't let your children go around these people. Do not let your children go around these people, because these people, their religion is about everything. It's about everything that the script. That's why the scripture told us. Listen, you go into Egypt. The Lord said, "Don't do what them Egyptians do." Then He started to list all the madness that them Egyptians were doing. They were into the family ramming. They were into basically sex magic. Because that's why you get ISIS, the sex ISIS sex cult, the worship of the prostitute. Right, pretty much everything that this society is pushing through popular media, right? Sex magic. That's why Justin Timberlake and Ciara had that song, I'm gonna show you about love and sexy magic. Yeah, sex magic. Yeah. All of this stuff was going on in Egypt. Bestiality and all that kind of stuff. As part of rituals. And then obviously outside of rituals, it became normalized as everyday life. But the priests and that understood it as the rituals. Right? That's why you go into what is it? Deuteronomy, oh no, Leviticus, where is it? I think it's Leviticus 26 or something like that. See if I can find it real quick. So after the oh man, let me see if I doings of Egypt. That's why the scripture said, because the Egyptians were heavy into the mysteries, and that's why the number one Egyptologist was who? Aleister Crowley. And so you see these Negroes, when you see Polite and them man are on what they're on, why are you surprised? Because the core and the foundation of Egyptology goes back to odious works of witchcraft, the same thing them Canaanites were doing. Right? Leviticus 18:3. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. And what were they doing in Egypt and Canaan? Man's having sex with their mother, having sex with their father, having sex with their daughters, their sons. All right. So the family ramming thing, having sex with children. You know what I'm saying? Animals. See it there, read it, see it there. All this uncleanliness was all part of their rituals. Yeah? Even down to bestiality. Swinging, swingers parties, orgies. All right? And of course, drugs were always involved, just like today. Drugs are always involved. Drugs are always involved because the drugs are used to put you into that state that it removes your inhibitions, but also leaves you open to demons during the rituals. Right? And they've popularized that through what? Popular culture. Oh, I'm gonna pop a molly. I'm gonna take some ecstasy. I'm gonna take some acid and then do mad shit. Yeah. Opening yourself up to them spirits. You know? So that's why we got to get the hell out of here, man. And people look at these guys like Trump and Kamala. They're all in there. Listen, they're high level witches and warlocks. That's why they're in the position they're in. They've had rituals placed upon them to receive the power that they have over the people. So they commit rituals. They've had rituals put upon them. They've done rituals, man. And when you become a president, you're a high level priest. Yeah? Which means you've took part in odious rituals, guaranteed. These people don't understand, man. So when you see these Don coming out, look at this Don coming out. Oh, he got a few images. That's the tip. That's the tip. That's crazy. But that's the tip of the iceberg. It's a lot worse than what they're allowing to come out. Let me show you another thing. Liz Trust. There was a guy that built a dossier on a whole bunch of MPs in Westminster that were dealing with that they were pedophiles, basically dealing with all the rent boys, right? And the dossier disappeared. Yeah, child abuse files lost at Home Office spark fears of a cover-up. This actually happened. Liz Trust, and then she went from working there, right, to becoming a I'm sure it was Liz Truss was involved. Was it Liz Truss? I'm sure it was Liz Truss. It was one of them dons that became prime minister. Right? And then she became prime minister. She was involved. Massive cover up. Of course, there's going to be a cover up. this guy here, Edward Heath. It's known that this dude was one of the biggest pedophiles there was in the whole of England. And he was a prime minister of England and was protected for years. Yeah? Edward Heath. Look him up. Look up what he was on. So this ain't a new thing. This ain't a new thing, man. All right, and it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot worse than what people really know and understand. All right. That's why we can't put it. We don't put our trust in this world, man, because we know the depths of the wickedness of this world that we're living in, man, and the depths of the wickedness of these people, man. We seek towards Yahweh Shai. We seek to a world to come, man. This world is through. All right. But I just wanted to touch on that, man. This man, listen, if you could really see all the shit that's really going on, man. Fucking hell, trust me. You shine the light in this darkness, man, you gonna vomit, man. You literally gonna vomit, man. It'll fuck your spirit up, man. All the wickedness that these men are doing behind closed doors. Absolutely disgusting. But that's how the thing go. Cause this is hell. And hell is where the demons is at. But we seek a new kingdom, a new heavens, and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness and justice. Cause this shit ain't gonna run in our kingdom. You do some shit like this in our kingdom, man. Don't think you're gonna get a suspended sentence. Yeah? Cause you get used to that now. Cause in our kingdom, you do some odious work of witchcraft, some foul, perverted shit, we gonna come find you, man. For real. 100%. Ain't no hate crime laws gonna protect you. I'll tell you that for free. All right. So if that, I'm gonna say shalom.